What's going on, guys? And today I'm going to be doing a Halloween special where I'll be teaching an amazing haunted deck effect. Let's get into it. Now check this out. I'm going to riffle through the side of the deck and just tell me when to stop. Here? Okay. Now we'll take this card, flip it over, 8 of spades. Now just remember that card. We'll take it, leave it right here, and now check this out. Using my special abilities, which I only get during Halloween, by the way, I'm going to move this deck using just my mind. And we see we're left with one card on top, and that's your 8 of spades. Let's dive into this amazing effect. Now before I perform the trick, what I do is I give the deck a bend like this. You could either give it a bend or you can give it a spring, something to get the cards, to pretty much in this bent shape. And I'm just going to over exaggerate the bend for now, just so you get a better look. So have it bent just like that. Now what I like to do is once the cards are bent, I like to riffle through the side of the deck and just have them call stop. So I like it better than this because this might straighten out some of the cards. So that's why you give it a bend and tell them, I'm going to riffle through the side of the deck, just tell me when to stop. So there we go, and they stop. Now when we flip this card over, in the cover of me showing them this card, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to press down with my pointer finger and have this bent this way. Okay? And what I like to do is I like to give this card to the spectator to take a look at first. So let's say we went here, we told them, deck's bent, riffle shuffle, and I turn the card over and I give it to the spectator. Okay, so let's say now this is given to the spectator, they have the card. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, once you remember the card, put it back into the deck, or put it back right on the deck. And while they're putting the card on the deck, I come over here and give the cards a bend like this. So like this, holding it with these 3 fingers here, thumb on the back, and just pushing down. And that's it. Okay? And I'm going to pick up the 10 of hearts now. Right, so we have the 10 of hearts. We turn it back over, so once they looked at the card, put it back on top. And while they're doing this, we're pressing down here to bend in the opposite direction. They turn it over, and we're going to put this right back on top. And now, of course, we put it on top, we're going to see this huge kind of a break here. And that's not what we want to see. That's why most of the time, what I like to do is, we're going to get a break like this regardless of what you're doing. But I like to press the cards forward a little bit so the break is only in the back, and it's like this. So while I'm moving the deck down here to when I'm actually going to do the effect, I hold it like this so it doesn't look like there's a break. And once I get here, the spectator's only going to have a top-down view. So even if I let go, they're not going to really see the break that well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shaking this arm, my arm that's holding the deck. And when I start shaking the arm, I'm going to do a bit of an exaggerated shake. But when I start shaking the arm, you can see the deck will start to separate. Okay? And this is better with a newer deck, like the bicycle deck, tally-ho deck, anything that's plastic coated. And that's what I found works best for me because it allows the cards to slide easier. So we're here, and the problem with an old deck is the cards tend to stick to each other, and if they're really sticky cards like these, then the effect isn't going to be as great, but it's still possible to do. You're just going to need a bigger, bend. So we're here. Now the best way to probably do this is to kind of like emphasize on this hand and have this hand shake a little bit, because if this hand's shaking and the hand holding the deck is shaking, then it's going to seem like you're actually doing some kind of magic rather than just shaking this hand. Right, so once again, we're coming here. We're doing some kind of effect here, telling some kind of backstory to have them actually believe, show them some kind of psychic ability or haunted ability that you get. Okay, so we're here. We're going to start shaking What you can do is also tighten the muscles on this arm. So when you tighten, it automatically starts shaking a little bit, but it's not too obvious. So shaking this hand and pretty much tightening the muscles on this this whole hand. So we're here. Okay, we start doing this. And with an older deck, it takes a bit more time, but you could see the cards start separating. Okay, see separating. And then of course, if you want to make the cards drop off, you can make them drop off. You can stop here, but just to make them drop off. Any second now, there we go. And we're left with the 10 of hearts. Now the reason I like this haunted deck effect is because it requires no gimmicks. And a lot of haunted deck effects out there, or any kind of, haunted Halloween themed tricks, they require some kind of props or, any kind of gimmicks. Whereas this, you can come out looking completely clean, and it's just a fantastic trick. And some tips that I'd like to give you, and especially if you're first starting off, you should probably bend the deck beforehand when you're, before you actually do the performance. This way you don't have to worry about springing the cards and then have them get the bend. But if you want to learn how to spring the cards, I'll have a link somewhere on the screen. So just pre-bend before, unless you want to learn to spring, then you could do that also, up to you. And do it more in like a darker room, not too well lit, because the more lighting there is, the more likely people are going to see the breaks that you have in the deck. So kind of a dim lit room, and Halloween time, it's not really too hard to find a dim lit room because everyone's going across this haunted scary theme. So dimmer lit room, pre-bend before actually doing the trick. And while performing the trick, talk about like either ESP or some kind of haunted ability, or something that happens during this time of year. And the last tip I have is practice in front of a mirror or record or something, because you don't know when or where your break is showing, and if your break shows, it kind of lessens the effect of the trick. I know in my performance, since I couldn't do a top-down view here, you probably saw the break when I was doing the performance. So I recommend going in front of a camera or in front of a mirror and practicing where and when you can't see the break. Thank you guys so much for watching this haunted deck effect. It's just an amazing effect, and especially I like doing it because it requires no gimmicks. So make sure to hit that like button and comment down below if you tried this trick out on some people, or what tricks you like to do during the Halloween time. So like, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.